watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Christine Devine.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Glenn Walker. The crisis in Boyle Heights continues. Foam and fire debris clogging storm drains, an influx of rats now foraging for spoiled food. But those are just some of the new problems being witnessed on the ground following the Lineage warehouse fire.
This is locals dealing with dangerous air quality, demand answers on how this could happen in the first place. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live in Boyle Heights with the update. Matthew.
Well, tonight the urgent firefight continues. Really, firefighters in a race against time because there's 86 million pounds of frozen food that is rotting inside this facility, 500,000 square foot facility, essentially 2 refrigerators, and all that food, of course, has no refrigeration for now about a week. Elliot will show you, though, you can see that firefighters still out here trying to put water onto those hot spots. There's still smoke coming out, but they're making significant progress in recent days. You can notice a whole lot less smoke today than even just yesterday and then the previous days. But back to those environmental concerns, you can also notice all the water coming off of that structure, the piles of debris, metal and foam, and then flooding down this street like a river. You talk about the storm drain down this street where we were standing here. That storm drain is clogged from all the foam that is burned in this building. And then we were talking about all that storm drain obviously flows down into the LA River and then eventually the ocean. So there's definitely some environmental concerns tonight. We've also seen some rats nearby from possible homeless encampments. So a whole bunch of concerns with that food starting to spoil. Here's what neighbors have to say.
I'm the only one in the house right now. Family went out. They went to Disneyland, so
Just trying to avoid smoke.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Now the downside of this is that the smell of the rotten food now. I'm starting to smell it.
The rotten food, there's flies, there's lots of rats nearby.
Oh, yes.
I mean, what are your concerns now? And this is all going down.
That it's going to come to our house
Come
now.
towards this way.
Yes.
And now we're going to have to try to fend those off.
So firefighters are hoping to have the actual fire itself knocked down by ideally tomorrow. The smoke could linger for a couple of days, but it does seem like the focus is going to shift on the contents inside this warehouse, all of that food that is rotting, again, about 86 million pounds. And like you heard that neighbor say, you can already kind of start noticing a little bit different of a smell out here. Instead of the smoke, it's kind of like an old refrigerator that hasn't had power for about a week. Go ahead and send it back to you.
Matthew, question. We saw that debris behind you there. Is that the foam you're talking about or something else?
Yeah, so near the building there's this giant stack of foam and it looks like metal from when they ripped the side off. And then right down here this is foam, right? And it looks like it's burned in places, and that's kind of what's been giving firefighters such a tough time anyway, because it's so thick. It's been really hard for them to put that out. But then it goes and collects and clogs the storm drain itself, so the water, at least in this spot, is pooling.
So we've seen those water cannons shooting the water as well. Are you seeing fewer actual firefighters and fire trucks now?
Yeah, I'd say so. That water cannon is very impressive. It's shooting about, I think they said 12,000 gallons of water per minute, and they're renting it out of Texas. There are less firefighters certainly than what we've seen in recent days, but we are seeing firefighters from multiple jurisdictions, some from Orange County. We saw Beverly Hills here a moment ago. We've got Reseda nearby, so it seems like they're getting a lot of help from outside resources as well.
All right, that is one big mess outside that.
It really is.
All right, thank you, Matthew. All right, let's take a live look outside. Beautiful sunset. Air quality, though, continues to be a major concern for residents in and around Boyle Heights.
Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger with what's happening outside now. Adam?
Yeah, so the air quality alert does extend at least until noon tomorrow. We'll see what happens after that. It might get extended, although, as we know, we're seeing much less smoke than when this fire was in its initial phase. So this is the area right here where there's the air quality alert, but still outside of these boundaries, there may be at least moderate air quality in some spots. And what usually happens at night and has been happening at night, will happen again tonight, is when we see the winds turn calm, the smoke or the fine particulate matter can kind of disperse in various directions and kind of just ooze across various parts of the basin. And that's what we expect to happen again tonight. So air quality could get worse in some spots tonight before probably improving at some point tomorrow when the winds pick back up. Here's a look at the wind forecast. Notice most areas pretty light here this evening, almost completely calm then during the late night hours and early tomorrow morning. Then once those winds start to increase tomorrow, we expect the air quality to generally improve, although still could be unhealthy near the immediate vicinity of the fire. And then we also probably will find just in general some of the smog around the LA area get pushed up against the mountains towards the end of the day tomorrow, which is why you see the air quality forecast a little bit worse, maybe unhealthy for sensitive groups in these orange areas. And of course, the air quality looking pretty good along the coast. Coming up a little bit later, we got more in our weather to talk about. A few showers in some spots right now and a heat advisory in effect as well. We'll get to that later.
All right, thanks, Adam. Firefighters making quick work on this brush fire burning dangerously close to the 405 freeway in Mission Hills. Sky Fox above it less than an hour ago, around 7:15 tonight. This is on the northbound side of the 405 where it meets the 5. Now, according to LAFD, there was a semi-truck on fire below, which spread up the hillside. Crews used airdrops to get the fire under control quickly. As of now, no structures are threatened and no one has been hurt. Well, tonight, new video is emerging of a boy falling 50 feet down Tiana's Bayou adventure in Disneyland.
A warning for viewers. Some may find the video to be graphic, and here is that video. TMZ obtained it. It's footage showing a 13-year-old falling from the top of the ride's final drop. This happened on Sunday. Another guest captured the terrifying moment. The boy climbed off the log ride and fell down the water-covered track. Disneyland said that after it happened, a cast member immediately stopped the attraction. The boy was taken to the hospital and released. That ride is now back open.
Former LA City Fire Chief Kristen Crowley is suing Mayor Karen Bass for defamation over the devastating 2025 Palisades fire. Crowley claims Bass ignored warnings about resource shortages and blamed others to avoid accountability. The lawsuit alleges Bass cut $17 million from the fire budget and left the country despite dangerous weather warnings. Fox 11 has reached out to the mayor's office for comment, but has not yet heard back.
New tonight, the LA Galaxy is hosting free World Cup watch parties for more than 50 matches this summer. Fans can watch games on big screens, meet special guests, take part in family activities. The celebration stretches from Long Beach to Carson and Hermosa Beach.
Fox 11's Ed Lascos live now in Long Beach with a party that is bringing soccer fans together. Ed.
Yeah, it sure is. LA Galaxy, they know all about soccer. They know all about a party. They know all about a watch party. As that sign says, Mikey, show everybody. Can you see it up there? Under that nice, look at the clouds, how nice there with the sunset. But anyway, the sign, soccer is better together, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. Mikey, take us in and show the folks around. Look at this watch party here, this entire block, downtown Long Beach, 3rd Street, where Mikey's heading. Behind us is Broadway. This is on Pine. Fans here, Colombian fans. I say that because they're wearing the colors of Colombia, yellow, lots of yellow jerseys as you go through the crowd. They were cheering earlier, but they really got off to a great start. They thought that first goal went in. Unfortunately, it was waved off. But this is a great location here where they have it sealed off with security. And the best thing is you've got all of these restaurants on both sides, to the left of Mikey as you're looking, to the right of Mikey. Take your pick. Burgers, pizza, everything. And, of course, the beer. Soccer fans love their beer. I've been learning that as the World Cup goes on. But all eyes here with these yellow shirts glued, screwed to that big 30-foot screen at the end. That's the attention of this World Cup. Anyway, let's get to the video, talk about what's been happening here the last couple of hours. This game going on, but before this, we had a big crowd here for the game with Panama. And I didn't realize it, but there were a lot of fans from Panama, a lot of Panamanians who came out wearing their own colors, cheering every goal that went in. Unfortunately, not for them. They wound up with the loss, but they said it's still very important to qualify for the World Cup, to come here with a lot of folks who are natives from Panama, talk to friends, talk to relatives, and then cheer the game. Lots of excitement, as you can imagine. Let's listen to some of that and watch it. And start it, although, with this is the crowd tonight with their yellow shirts cheering on Colombia. Watch.
Vamos Colombia, esta noche tenemos que ganar.
It's so exciting seeing everyone get together. You know, I was rooting for Panama, unfortunately, but it's really cool seeing everybody together. I live down the street, so it's cool seeing everyone coming together.
My nephew, he's number 9 in the team, Tomas Rodriguez. I'm very excited from my country. 4 million people we have, but it's more than that. I'm very excited.
It's nice to see other people from your country and, you know, join together and root for the same team. It's awesome.
You have the shirt on, the
Yeah.
jersey.
Being in the World Cup really means something. It definitely unites the country, unites us Colombians together. So that's why it's called the beautiful game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the fun part about it, right? I'm out here every day watching games, so it's been fun.
Maybe I need to start practicing a little bit so I can go out there.
I was going to say, you're nice and cut. You're ready to go. You'd be a striker big time.
Maybe I need to be a striker. Maybe they need me. Maybe I'm the missing piece.
It's great to see fans, especially in our community here in Southern California, multi-generational families coming together. People are bringing out their grandkids. They're bringing out, there's fun here for everybody.
Many
For the Galaxy, we hope we do it a couple of times, and it's a really big goal every time, I can't do it.
You did great. Good job. Good job. Yeah, she did a great job, huh? That's Jamie from the LA Galaxy talking about how the World Cup, the timing of this is perfect because the Galaxy fan base continues to grow. And then you have the fever from the World Cup. Oh, a shot that almost went in. You can hear the crowd. Mikey giving us a good look. They're still cheering. Oh, another shot just wide. That's the excitement of the World Cup down here. So anyway, you got the Galaxy fans here, World Cup fans here, and on this night right here, the fans from Colombia cheering ooh and on. And as every one of those shots almost goes in, misses its mark. I see you over there, Mikey. Come on over here and say hello. Don't be shy. So anyway, that's the story down here in Long Beach. Let's head back to West LA.
So Ed, our Fox 11 teams have been down at LA Stadium, actually there for the matches at the stadium. I know you've been out reporting. Do you feel like you're getting a taste of the World Cup by being there?
Oh, yeah, a taste with all the beer flying around here, Christine. Nah, I'm just kidding with you. Mikey, Christine wants a taste of the action down here. You could feel the vibe. That's what one of the fans was telling me earlier. The energy here. You got the fans that come with their jerseys. They come with their friends. They have a good time. A lot of them bringing their children. Saw a nice lady bringing a couple of her grandchildren earlier. That was for the game with Panama. So, yeah, you can feel the vibe. You feel the energy. Yeah, it's not L.A. Stadium, but you know what? It's the next best thing. For my money, maybe it is the best thing because you don't have to deal with all that traffic down here. You come down here, it's secure. They show you a great time. You got the screen, and you're with friends, and you're cheering for the goal,
Yeah, and the restaurant owners obviously thrilled to get this kind of business on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Nice night out there. All right, thanks so much. Check this out. A Belgium superfan is driving across the country to watch the World Cup. He's not just using any old rental. He had his beloved 43-year-old car shipped over here to the U.S. Nice wheels there, right? Fox 11's Laura Diaz went on a joyride with him around Pasadena.
I shipped the car from Belgium to Baltimore, which is like a 10 days, crossing on the ocean. And then I arrived in Baltimore June 5th, and I drove all the way to Seattle to attend the first Belgium game. It's Adam and the Beast and Laura, I guess.
It's 3 days before the Belgium-New Zealand World Cup soccer game, and we're driving the streets of Pasadena in a vintage BMW, affectionately called the Beast. The guy at the wheel, Adam El Manawi, is a Belgium superfan. He left his home country for the U.S. and drove some 3,000 miles across the country in his own car to watch his team take on Egypt in Seattle. This is his excited post on Instagram.
At the World Cup. Can we make it? Can we make it? Of course we can. It's me and the Beast. Come on, let's go.
Adam has done the trip on a budget. His biggest expense was shipping the Beast from Belgium to Baltimore, which cost $2,000.
I came here with lots of doubts, lots of fear, the unknown. But once you go out there, once you get in motion and movement, you meet people and everything went perfectly well.
For Adam, the passion for the World Cup is a glorious adventure. He is connected with people along his road trip. This is Adam at SoFi watching his team take on Iran. He said the stadium was amazing.
It was huge, and the vibe and the noise, because it's closed with the roof. It was insane. I loved it. Let's go for it. Hope starts? Yep, it starts.
He plans to stay in LA at least through June 26 and go to a watch party locally to see his team compete. World Cup is more than a competition, it's an experience.
Ship the car to Baltimore and, build stories, share your passion about football, classic cars, meet people. And that for me is the World Cup.
Adam, of course, hopes that his team will go far, and all along the way, it'll be Adam and the Beast. In Pasadena, Laura Diaz, Fox 11 News.
That's the best way to see the country right there.
My gosh, right?
All right, beautiful sunsets.
Oh, look at the clouds.
Oh, so
that is pretty.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Local.
Only on Fox 11, he calls himself the good boss. Victor Oliveira travels the country, tracking down people battling addiction and homelessness, offering them a one-way ticket to treatment.
Let's go live to Fox 11's Gina Silva, who caught up with him on a rescue mission in downtown L.A. Gina.
That's right. You know, it really is remarkable what this man has been doing over the last 6 years. He's all about helping people who genuinely want the help.
I'm going to get some people off the streets.
The man known as Victor the Good Boss is hitting the streets of Skid Row, determined to help people battling addiction take the first steps toward a new life.
I have 2 people that are ready to go that have already contacted me. So I flew all the way from Boston just to come and grab them. You guys looking to get off the streets? I got an opportunity.
Victor Oliveira says he travels the country rescuing people from addiction and homelessness.
You have a place for the animals to go?
Yeah.
And he could be there with me?
Yeah.
He documents the journeys on social media, where he's built a following of more than 1 million people. And just about everywhere he goes, someone seems to recognize him.
I saw your contact. Thank you so much. And it is hard for these people to get off drugs.
It's really hard.
How many people have you helped so far?
Well over 100 people personally, thousands of people on social media. We've literally saved lives just by making the videos that I make. We've gotten people into treatment just by the videos. People would comment and say, I went into treatment today because of your videos.
Victor's perspective comes from experience. He's a former drug addict and convicted felon. Among the people Victor has helped is Chandler Herring, who says Victor gave him a chance to start over. When you were living in Santa Ana, right?
Yes.
So tell us your story.
Okay. Victor found me on Christmas of 2025, and he asked me if I wanted to get off the street. And I said, absolutely, I want to get off the street. I have kids. And he flew me to Florida. I went to treatment for 30 days.
Now Chandler is part of Victor's nonprofit, fresh start. What was it about Victor that was different?
I knew that he was a man of his word and that he would take care of me. I had no idea all of the things that would come with it that have completely been such a huge, it just changed my life.
Chandler's story is exactly what Victor hopes to see repeated. This time, the focus is on Maddie and Ryan.
You have to really want it. If you don't want it, it's not going to work this time.
They both accept the help, telling us they are tired of living on Skid Row and they're ready for a fresh start.
It's scary. It's lonely. It's not safe. I mean, it's you never know what's going to happen next. You know, you just never know. It's unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. Yeah. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
I'm really excited. I'm just really happy that they chose us to be able to have the opportunity, you know.
Packed and ready to go, both are headed to separate treatment centers, hoping to leave addiction and life on the streets behind. For Victor, the work continues. For Maddie and Ryan, the next chapter is just the beginning.
I have faith that you guys are really going to do this.
We certainly wish them the best. Now, if they make it through rehab, they will each get $10,000, and that will be to help them pay for medications, for housing, and other needs. And everything will be monitored very closely to make sure that the money does not go toward alcohol or drugs. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
So, Gina, Chandler went from Santa Ana to Florida to get cleaned up and is back now with him out there on the streets. How do they do the follow-up? I know he's got a global reach. He goes around the country doing this. How do they do that follow-up?
Yeah, he's on social media, has so many followers, and he does a lot of fundraising. And all of that money, he'll feature one person, says, we're going to help this person. Can you help out? And so people start making the donations. So he gathers about $10,000 per person. And he says that it's important to do that because what happens is when somebody goes to rehab, if they have nothing out there and it's a real struggle to get by, they will resort back to drug use. And so he wants to give them a chance to actually survive and have something, maybe, have enough money to have a hotel, an apartment, and get a job. And so he really does stick with them, not just in the beginning, but throughout. And he's got several people now working in the organization, people who were also in the streets like Chandler.
Well, a good man doing good work.
Yeah, I've seen his social media.
Yeah.
It's powerful. All right, Gina, one person at a time. Thanks so much.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
I cannot get over that sunset tonight.
It's the clouds.
Yeah.
Right? Breaks it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go now to Adam Kruger as we look out there at LAX.
Yeah, we're actually getting some rare, like normal looking clouds around here instead of just marine layer or haze or something like that. And it's because of some moisture traveling up, that monsoonal moisture we can sometimes get this time of year. Some of these, not right here, but some farther east of LA, producing a few showers here tonight. But it sure does make a nice contrast when you look at the sunset right there. So let's start with our headlines. We talked about the air quality alert at the start of our broadcast and the implications of that through at least the day tomorrow. We have a couple of hot days, inland anyways. Near the coast, it'll be nice and mild. And then overall cooler temperatures settling in for the weekend because of the change in our pattern that we're going to see. Right now, high pressure is nearby, so the temperatures are quite warm. We also see this high with the winds circling around it like this, clockwise around high pressure, bringing in some of that monsoonal moisture, which is resulting in a few showers. And then here's a low up near Alaska. That's going to move down into the west coast by the end of this week. That will bring our temperatures down. But first, let's look at this rain. So we've seen the showers and even the clouds kind of following this path right here. A lot of it's been east of LA. Really, all of it has been east of LA throughout the day today. But as we come in a little bit closer, we can see a little bit, let's say around Downey, maybe near Long Beach or Seal Beach, getting a couple of these spotty light showers. These are quick moving, not lasting too long, and just some light rain. But some of you might notice some raindrops here and there. Over some of the mountains, we've seen that over the course of the day. Still a little bit hanging on here and there over the San Bernardino Mountains. And then up into the desert, kind of the routes between LA and Vegas, let's say, we've got a lot more rain up there and even a few thunderstorms ongoing in those areas. We don't expect this to last much longer, though, into the overnight hours. And then we go to the temperature. So we have a heat advisory in place because it's going to be significantly warm for these areas with some 90s in some spots. This is in effect through Thursday. The National Weather Service, though, also saying part of their reasoning in issuing this is not because it's that extreme of a heat wave, but also just the fact that we've got a lot of visitors in town for, outdoor events, World Cup, things of that nature. And because of that, they're being a little extra sensitive in issuing this. Just people that might not be used to the combination of heat and our slightly higher humidity that we have right now. So they're issuing that to be a little extra cautious. Forecast for LA for the downtown area tomorrow, clouds early, it clears out. Temperatures head to the mid 80s, about 5 degrees above average for this time of year. So yes, it's warm, but we certainly can see hotter temperatures than this in the summertime. Across the deserts, we've got some triple digits. You can see the Inland Empire to the valleys, a mix of upper 80s to some 90s. Pretty warm from LA down to inland Orange County and much milder along the coast. And our pattern that's bringing the heat, as I said, will change as we head to the weekend. This trough of low pressure digs down and brings temperatures down a little bit. So the highs for LA, inland Orange County, again, we're warm tomorrow, Thursday down a little bit, Friday back to the 70s, and this weekend temperatures even lower in the lower half of the 70s.
View. Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
New at 8, LA Unified is taking a major step back from classroom technology. The school board approving the change after years of expanding laptops and online lessons.
Yeah, the vote also follows growing concerns about children's focus, sleep, and mental health. Fox 11's Christy Fajardo joining us here now with the latest on this. Interesting.
Yeah, well, some are calling it historic. Pediatricians have been warning about the impact of screens on kids' brains, and educators, even some parents, have been sounding the alarm about the over-reliance on tech in schools. Now the LAUSD is rewinding the clock and banning screens for kids through the first grade. Today, the school board approved a comprehensive screen time policy. That means banning all screen time for all kids through the first grade beginning in August. The policy also limits classroom screen time to 1 hour daily from second through fifth grades starting in November. Middle schoolers will be restricted to an hour per class per week. Social media platforms and YouTube will also be blocked. The district will use new software to ensure the policy is followed. Board member Nick Melvoin, who introduced the initial measure, believes it will be a model for change across the country. LAUSD parent and the deputy director of the parent-led Schools Beyond Screens organization, Anya Mexon, calls the move historic and says the tech company sold software with promises they couldn't deliver.
They came at school districts with this narrative that if you don't push this technology on students at every age level, these kids are going to not be prepared for the world. They're going to, be disadvantaged. And what we're seeing from research is that the exact opposite is true. The second that these devices were introduced on a large scale into classrooms, scores and academic outcomes have been plummeting.
There was some opposition to the measure. Parents who worry that although well-intentioned, the policy could hold kids back. Some parents also felt that it didn't go far enough. There are similar pushes around the nation, and in response to declining test scores, Sweden implemented a nationwide ban on screens in classrooms and is championing a return to books and pen and paper.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Like the old-fashioned textbook.
Old-fashioned, they're going analog, yes.
Wow.
And there are pushes to do the same at school districts across the nation, and many private schools have already taken that step.
You know, it's amazing too. My wife talks about this all the time. A lot of schools, they do not teach kids how to write cursive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you're a parent too.
I am a parent. My daughter did learn how to write in cursive in second grade. In fact, she was very proud of it, very fancy. But no, I was really shocked just to see how much it has changed since when we were kids. A lot of the teaching is done on apps and on Chromebooks, and now they're realizing through research that that's not what's best for kids. And now, as you're seeing, the LAUSD is trying to rewind the clock.
Wow, interesting to see how that all balances out for kids. Thanks, Christy.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Go back to the basics. All right, Pasadena police seizing 10,000 pounds of illegal fireworks and explosives just days before the 4th of July. Police say the fireworks are worth more than $120,000. Investigators served a search warrant on a store on Whittier Boulevard in L.A. Officers found homemade explosives, marijuana products, and an unregistered gun with extended magazines. Pasadena's fire chief says the seizure could prevent a tragedy.
We're still only 17 months post the devastating Eaton fire. Let's make sure that an evening of fun and carelessness does not lead to another significant fire or injury, or even worse, death.
Well, 4 people are under arrest tonight. Police believe the operation may have ties to a criminal street gang.
Come November, LA City voters will be asked to approve a sales tax hike aimed at funding LAFD. The City Council voting to put the measure on the ballot today. Fox 11's Nick Garcia is in downtown LA with more on what the measure entails.
This ballot measure will save lives, period.
The president of the union representing LA City firefighters sounding the alarm Tuesday about the department's budget.
The LAFD is nearly half the size it should be to protect our nearly 4 million people. In 1965, we had 3,379 firefighters. Today, we have 3,387.
The union asked the city council to put a funding measure on the November ballot, giving voters the choice to boost the fire department's budget. If passed, the measure would generate $345 million in its first year, which would allow the fire department to add 62 more stations, hire 4,000 new firefighters and paramedics, and purchase more engines and ambulances.
We need twice as many firefighters and paramedics and hundreds of additional trucks, engines, and ambulances.
Critics like the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association says the tax rate is already too high and hits low-income residents the hardest. Still, firefighters say they need more funding, citing that their response rate to emergencies is nearly double the national recommendation of 4 minutes. The city council voted 14-0 to put the measure on the ballot, leaving the decision in the hands of voting Angelenos. Councilwoman Tracy Park was absent during the vote. Nick Garcia, Fox 11 News.
Today is World Olympian and Paralympian Day, and we're just 2 years away from the Olympics here in LA. And one person who knows a lot about the Olympics and wants to help keep everyone safe, those participating, is Benita Fitzgerald Mosley.
Now, she was the first American woman to win gold in the 100-meter hurdles back at the 1984 Games right here in LA. She joins us now in the studio to talk about her experience and how she's helping to make the games safe. Thanks for coming in. This is important to talk about.
So happy to be here with you this evening.
All right, so first of all, the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, what does it do and how did it all get started?
Yes, Safe Sport was chartered by Congress back in 2017. A lot of us might remember the Larry Nassar scandal, primarily with gymnasts, but
sex abuse.
Sex abuse. Yeah. Hundreds of athletes, both college and club, and USA Gymnastics, Team USA athletes as well. Congress took action soon thereafter, created the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, and we have jurisdiction over the entire Olympic movement here in the United States. So that's about 13 million participants. That's athletes, of course, their coaches, officials, parents, all of those individuals are included from grassroots, so your local sports clubs and swim clubs, all the way to our Team USA athletes.
Well, you know, right now, of course, we're very focused on FIFA and the World Cup, but the Olympics are going to be here before we know it. It's LA 28. How do you see that playing out with what you're doing for the Olympics here?
We were just speaking with some folks affiliated, and they said this is a great trial run, the World Cup for LA 28. For us at Safe Sport, we really want to by then ensure that we have a gold medal safety plan for athletes, for Team USA athletes, but for all of us.
In what way?
In what way? We unveiled our strategic plan today, and we really want to be a model of operational excellence, but also engender trust with our athletes, with our stakeholders, and with the entire sport community. And we plan to do that with really 3 main strategies. And one is to really elevate our programs and the experience that people have with Safe Sport. We want to make sure that athletes and our stakeholders really trust us, but also the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, the national sport governing bodies, they're really the ones who are responsible for implementing the policies that Safe Sport puts in place, and so better coordination with them. And of course, lastly, organizational excellence. If we don't have our people and serve them right on our team, we have about 150 team members, and also have the right financial model, we can't achieve the other things that we want to do.
You must have the perfect perspective for this, because not only were you an athlete, you're now the parent of athletes.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know what to watch out for.
I do, absolutely. And watching my children participate in youth sports, having now been at Safe Sport, and prior to that, I was the chief operating officer of the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, helped them kind of lay the foundation for Safe Sport before it actually came to fruition. I didn't know all these things.
Yeah.
You know, when I was coming up, I went from club track and field to high school to competing at college and, of course, Team USA. Being a parent and now having the tools that Safe Sport provides, the training, the recognition about what keeps kids safe, that's just invaluable.
Look at the screen right now.
I know. We want to watch you in action. Go. Talk about this moment.
It was glorious. You know, it's a funny analogy, but a lot of times I really think about Christmas morning, right? When kids come down, when you're not when you're
You smoked
18.
them, by the way.
I did, thank you. Not when you're 18, but when you're like 8 or 6 or 5, and you come down and you see all of that stuff that you've wished for a whole year, right? And for me, I'd wished for it for my whole life, you know, to be on that stage, to cross the finish line first, to stand there with the national anthem playing in my honor. It was really something.
That
Oh
is
my
so
goodness,
cool.
I'm like emotional just watching
Yeah.
you there. And I love how you are repping the Olympics with your jacket right now and
Yes.
your necklace there. You must be looking forward to LA 28.
I am coming back to LA, to the Coliseum, where I won my gold medal, got to take that victory lap.
Wow.
It's going to be something special. And like I said, leading Safe Sport at this very critical juncture, we're taking it to the next level. We're making some very important changes, like I said, to engender that trust, but to ensure that by the time we get to LA, that the U.S. can really stand on the fact that we're providing not only great athletes and great performances, but great environments for them to do what they do best.
It's going to be a full circle moment for you.
It is,
All
and
right.
I'm looking forward to it.
When do you
Thank
see the Coliseum? It looks a little different these days.
Yes, it does.
But it's going to last.
There's
another-
no track there, but they'll put it back before the games.
And it's built for another 150 years.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, stay with us.
We'll see you in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
See you then.
Yeah, come back and visit.
Will do.
Be right back.
For the LGBTQ plus community, Pride Month is a time to celebrate visibility, connection, and belonging.
Entrepreneur Tristan Schukraft, known as the CEO of Everything Gay, is a leading figure in these efforts. As Fox 11's Bob DeCastro shows us, he's built a business empire dedicated to preserving queer spaces and improving access to LGBTQ plus healthcare.
His portfolio includes hotels, bars, nightclubs, and one of the nation's largest telehealth platforms for HIV prevention. Today, Tristan Schukraft oversees nearly 1,500 employees across multiple ventures. One of his biggest missions is ending HIV through prevention. That mission led him to create Mister, a telemedicine platform offering free access to PrEP and STI testing nationwide. Schukraft says he was inspired by the devastating toll HIV took on generations of gay men.
A whole generation was lost because there was no opportunity such as PrEP. And I thought, we owe it to them to make sure everybody is on PrEP. Really it started was like helping 10 people get on PrEP, and then all of a sudden it became 50 people and 100 people. And then I was like, okay, this is a full-time job.
A small effort grew into a national operation. Using automation, Mr. now reaches patients in every corner of the country, serving hundreds of thousands of patients regardless of insurance status. Shoecraft has also taken his advocacy to Washington, D.C. to push for expanded access.
Now we do 600 people a day. We serve all 50 states, D.C. and Puerto Rico, and now represent 20% of all PrEP prescriptions. Never did I think it was going to get this big, but then I think I did.
Shoecraft's influence extends beyond healthcare. In 2023, he purchased the Abbey in West Hollywood. The iconic venue recently celebrated its 35th anniversary and remains one of the most famous LGBTQ plus gathering places in the world.
It is world famous because it is 15,000 square feet. We get 1 million visitors a year, and people are there all day, all night, because you can have a coffee in the morning, have lunch, attend our world famous drag brunches, and then party to 2 in the morning.
Shoecraft didn't stop there. His Tryst hospitality brand has expanded into Puerto Vallarta, Fire Island, San Juan, Chicago, and other iconic LGBTQ plus destinations, with future locations planned in Brazil and Florida.
I think that if these places disappear, it's a lost opportunity for the next generation to build those strong connections and be confident in who they are.
He's concerned many of these historic venues could vanish as longtime owners retire.
If somebody doesn't step in to take these places over, they're going to disappear. And I don't think people, when they're at a gay bar, they don't really appreciate the gay bar, the gay club, until it's gone.
For Shoecraft, preserving LGBTQ plus spaces and expanding healthcare access are part of the same mission. As Pride Month unfolds, he says both serve as reminders that community still matters.
Pride Month every year is a reminder of that. These institutions and gay bars in general are so important. It's a reminder you're not alone. Highlight that we're here, we're not going anywhere, and hopefully change some minds, right?
All right.
What was his background? Because I saw an ocean behind him.
Yeah.
I'm like, is he at one of his hot spots?
Yeah, nice. I went for a walk about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Really nice outside here on the west side. Got a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, well, and the west side the next few days will be quite pleasant compared to far inland where it's going to be quite hot. So, that's often the case around here. Next few days, we watch for that heat. This weekend, we're back to a cooler pattern, and it's a little something for everyone here. Even a little rain, actually, in some spots today, which we'll get to that in a moment. But before we go there, we'll talk about this again, and I say again because at the top of our 8 o'clock, we were talking about the air quality alert. Of course, a lot of this stems from the little bit of smoke that's still coming off that warehouse fire around Boyle Heights, and this is in effect through at least noon tomorrow. Perhaps it finally expires after that as we're seeing less and less smoke from that warehouse fire. But it's for this area in blue, and even outside of these boundaries, there may be moderate air quality at times tomorrow. And really what's happening here tonight is the winds have turned calm and will stay calm through the night, as you see on our wind forecast here. And that allows the smoke to kind of just drift in all directions as opposed to following the wind direction during the nighttime. And also the smoke level can kind of go a little bit down closer to the ground during the overnight hours with the lack of the wind. So some areas may see reduced air quality overnight tonight and then improving air quality tomorrow as the winds start to pick back up. Although if you're east of where this fire is, you may see more of an impact towards you as we go later in the day tomorrow with those winds blowing onshore, essentially from ocean to land, from west to east during the day tomorrow. So we have this air quality forecast provided by the South Coast Air Quality Management District. Color coded, you can see the orange areas is where the air might be what's considered unhealthy for sensitive groups, so kind of on the low lower end of unhealthy, meaning not as bad as the higher end of unhealthy. Yellow would be moderate air quality, and then green, which we see more so along the coast and in Orange County, good air quality expected there tomorrow. All right, now as we switch to radar, we are finding still some showers lingering out there, very spotty, very light, but we're getting this transport of monsoonal moisture coming from the south, and it's kind of following these arrows that I've drawn on here. You can see on the, let's say, east ends of town or east of LA, we have a couple light showers passing through right now. These are going straight north, so if you live west of here, you're probably not going to find a little bit of light rain here this evening. As we back it out farther at times today across some parts of the IE and over some of the mountains, we've been seeing some light rain. That's what we have right now. Green, by the way, is light rain, and if you were to see something like yellow, orange, red, that would be some heavier stuff. And we've seen some pockets of that in the desert right now across, let's say, the 15. We've actually had a few recent lightning strikes out in that direction. Long way off, though, unless you're maybe making the drive to Las Vegas. You might encounter some of those. Temperatures overnight tonight, it will be mild. We've got lows mostly in the lower part of the 60s, and then tomorrow Inland areas will be hot, very comfortable though, closer to the coast. So notice the deserts, first of all. That's where there's going to be those triple digits tomorrow. You can see a lot of 90s and some 80s across the valleys in the Inland Empire. And also, I talked about that moisture producing some of that rain. We also have slightly higher than normal humidity in our area that might make some areas feel even hotter than the temperatures you see right here. Again, near the coast, low 70s for highs tomorrow, a little more comfortable. There will be a downward trend, though, with our temperatures heading into the end of the week and especially by the weekend. 79, by the way, is considered average for LA, so we're above that for now, going below that at the end of the week. For the coast, it's going to be low 70s to near 70 degrees right on into the weekend. And the valleys, the Inland Empire, we talked about those 90s tomorrow. 80s, though, for Thursday, coming down even more with highs near 80 by the weekend. We're back right after this break.
CSUN graduate Jordan Lucas lights up the volleyball court, and now the Hacienda Heights native is getting honored off the court. The state champion received a Pride Month honor from the LA County Board of Supervisors. County leaders say that he is helping LGBTQ athletes feel seen.
Jordan has demonstrated authenticity can be a source of strength, confidence, and excellence. For LGBTQ plus athletes who may not yet see themselves reflected in the spaces around them, Jordan's example sends a powerful message.
I would just like to say to lean into all of the quirks and the things that make you you, that's why people fall in love with you, and to understand that once you find your community of people that they will be there for you.
Now, Lucas says he did not have a role model like him growing up, and now he hopes to be that person for young athletes. Lucas also says that sports gave him a way to share who he is. He says young people should embrace what makes them different.
In a break from social media, an 80s tech firm is releasing a new flip phone with no apps. It's called the Callback 8020. It's billed as a digital detox device designed to break you away from doom scrolling. Callback 8020 can make calls and text, but there's no touch screen. Also blocks social media apps, web browsers, and email clients. Slated to cost around $500. What would we do if there's no social media that we have to plug away at each and every day?
Kind of fits in with Chrissy Fajardo's report, taking this laptops or screens away from the kids.
And going back to some textbooks.
Yeah.
All right, we're not done yet.
LA Live News Tonight continues at 9, right after the break.
Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Now at 9, toxic runoff threat. The now week-long Boyle Heights warehouse fire sparks growing health concerns for what is soaking into the ground. And screen time ban. LA Unified votes to drastically cut classroom laptop and tablet use over student mental health concerns. Plus,
this is Ed Lascos tonight live Long Beach at the LA Galaxy Watch Party. We are talking the World Cup and we're talking lots of excitement. The vibe is on. Stand by for that.
And because of the warehouse fire smoke, we have an air quality alert that extends into tomorrow, but we're also watching a couple of showers in some spots tonight and heat alerts for the next couple of days. I'll have those details coming up.
Good evening. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Glenn Walker. The night trouble continues in Boyle Heights as the Lineage warehouse fire reaches its 7th day. Foam and burnt debris are clogging storm drains. Rats are rummaging through spoiled food, and residents are dealing with unhealthy air. Many are now questioning how this ordeal began in the first place. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live now in Boyle Heights with the very latest. Matthew?
Yeah, Glenn, for almost a week now, residents have been expressing their frustration over the smoke. It was really choking neighborhoods throughout this surrounding area. The smoke tonight is getting better, but now there's the concern of the 86 million pounds of food that is spoiling inside this 500,000 square foot warehouse. Elliot will give you a live look tonight. You can see the firefighters still putting all that water into the structure. They've ripped the siding off, so they're getting water inside. You think back to about a week ago, they were doing the helicopter airdrops. This water is a cannon. It shoots about 12,000 gallons of water per minute into the structure. And then a wider look, you can see all of the debris on the side outside the building. This is the siding that was ripped off, and then chunks of foam, and then basically what looks like a river that's flooding down the street with the chunks of foam into the storm drain right here on the street. The drain has been clogged during portions of the day from all of that foam. It appears to be slowly kind of trickling right now out towards the LA River. So there is concern about the environmental impact of all of this, but we did hear from residents moments ago. Take a look.
I'm the only one in the house right now. Family went out. They went to Disneyland, so
just trying to avoid smoke.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Now the downside of this is that the smell of the rotten food now. I'm starting to smell it.
The rotten food, there's flies, there's lots of rats nearby.
Oh, yes.
I mean, what are your concerns now? And this is all going down.
That it's going to come to our house
Come
now.
towards this way.
Yes.
And now we're going to have to try to fend those off.
So firefighters are hoping to have the flames knocked down by hopefully tomorrow, but then they still can't access the structures. They say it's too dangerous to go inside. They also say that the smoke could linger for a couple of days. We're live tonight in Boyle Heights. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Yeah, Matthew, I want to point out behind you there on the ground, we talked about this at 8 o'clock in case somebody's just joining us. Looks like rocks on the street, but that's actually the foam from that building.
Yeah, Elliot will give you a closer look. So this is that the foam that was giving firefighters such a tough time because it's so thick. And you can just imagine how long and slow that this stuff would burn, and all that smoke that was going up in the air. Some of it you can see here is charred, but this is what's flooding down the street into the storm drains and eventually out towards the LA River.
All right, so do we have a timeline, like maybe Friday this is going to be over?
So I think firefighters are hoping that they can get the flames knocked down by tomorrow. I think that is optimistic, but it looks a lot better today than definitely it did yesterday and the day before that. And then they're saying the smoke could kind of linger for a couple of days, so hopefully they can get this thing really calmed down by the end of the week.
All right, Matthew Seedorf live in Boyle Heights. Thanks for that. Let's turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger. What do we have here? Well, this is over Sky Fox. Again, this is day 7 of the fire, and you can see the fire trucks there. And again, all of that debris down on the ground, that is all foam from this building. Let's get Adam.
Yeah, and we see obviously still some smoke coming off that fire, but not nearly to the degree or the volume of smoke we had when this fire was in its initial phase. However, there's still an air impact here. So an air quality alert continues at least until noon tomorrow for this area in blue color right here. But in the immediate vicinity of the fire is where there could be unhealthy air, and then extending farther away from that into this zone, for example, might be more like moderate to barely unhealthy. Even outside of this border, there could be moderate air quality because of some of this fine particulate pollution from the smoke. As far as the winds, though, of course, crucial when we're talking about air issues. And so the winds have calmed for the night. They'll stay calm all night long. Because of that, the smoke pollution can kind of move in various directions. Not like it's going to follow one main path that the wind might be blowing. And so, again, moderate air quality could kind of hover around a good portion of LA overnight tonight. And then once the winds start to pick up again tomorrow, which you see in the afternoon, they start blowing from west to east, or maybe more like southwest to northeast. Then we might find the air quality actually improving as the winds begin to pick up. Although some pollution could get pushed downstream or downwind a little bit later in the day tomorrow. That's why we see the air quality forecast from the South Coast Air Quality Management District suggesting maybe barely unhealthy levels of air, of course, around the east side, but then east of LA as we go into tomorrow in a large area in that yellow zone, which would be moderate air quality closer to the coast. Air quality is expected to be good. Same thing down around Orange County. We'll be talking more about the rest of our weather, though, coming up a little later as we're watching some rain and some pretty hot temperatures inland the next few days. Glenn?
Thank you, Adam. A violent crime spree in Culver City ends with a suspect in custody, and we do want to warn you, this video may be disturbing to some. Police say that 45-year-old Juan Luis Estrada allegedly carjacked a vehicle at Knife Point in Los Angeles before striking pedestrians, crashing into multiple vehicles, and leading officers on a dangerous pursuit. Estrada now faces charges including 10 counts of attempted murder. Bail is set at over $10 million. Authorities urge witnesses or anyone with video footage to contact the Culver City Police Department. New details: a Moore Park man has been sentenced to 1 year in county jail for incest and providing alcohol to his 18-year-old biological daughter. 41-year-old Stephen Chavez received that sentence after pleading guilty to the 2025 assault. The victim, Michaela Renee Settles, tragically died by suicide 5 months later. Prosecutors argued for the maximum 3-year state prison term. Chavez also faces 3 years of felony probation and must register as a sex offender for 20 years. A terrifying attack at a Target store in Simi Valley is making headlines. Prosecutors say that Regine Tabor strangled a woman last Wednesday until bystanders intervened. The chaotic scene, caught on camera, shows stoppers stepping in to stop him before police arrived and arrested him. Less than 14 hours earlier, Tabor had been released from custody. He's now facing charges including attempted murder. A competency hearing is set for July 16th, and his bail is $750,000. Coming up, we're live at a World Cup watch party at Lascaux. Has all the action next.
Now.
Now, the LA Galaxy is hosting free World Cup watch parties for more than 50 matches this summer. Fans can watch games on big screens, meet special guests, and take part in family activities. The celebration stretches from Long Beach to Carson and Hermosa Beach. Fox 11's Ed Lascaux live now in Long Beach with the party that is bringing soccer fans together. Ed?
He said it, the party's on here, baby, with that big win by Columbia. Sinatra might say, come dance with me. Oh, they're dancing in the streets. Mikey, waltz us right into it. That's what a victory is all about here at the World Cup. This crowd, very active second half of the game, cheering. They finally get the goal they wanted. Part of the big watch party here in Long Beach. Talking about dancing in the street. This is Pine between 3rd and Broadway. Part of the big watch party with LA Galaxy throwing it. The fans coming one game after another. And I'll tell you, they had a big showing for the Colombian fans tonight. Look at all the yellow shirts. That's the color of the night for that big win. Look at those faces. That's what you talk about when you pull off a big victory in the World Cup and advance, huh? You can't beat that. Anyway, to the video we go. Some more video. Talk about this long day here with the watch party before Colombia took the field. Okay, we're going to stay with the live video, I suppose, right? Mikey, keep showing us. I think they stopped dancing because we're... Come on, guys, you're going to dance some more? All right, let's go to the video. This is what it's been like here all day long as we get everything together here. We get on the field and make our own attack at the goal. Everybody not offsides here. Anyway, a lot of fans showed up earlier the game before that, Panama. And I'll tell you, I had no idea that here in the Long Beach area there was such a big contingent of Panamanian fans. They came out wearing their colors, hoping for a win. It didn't go that way. They just could not get a goal. But still, they talked about the excitement of the World Cup, the excitement of getting together with a lot of folks from Panama, their friends, their relatives, just being together. As one fan said, it's the vibe of the World Cup. Listen to some of this.
So exciting seeing everyone get together. I was rooting for Panama, unfortunately, but it's really cool seeing everybody together. I live down the street, so it's cool seeing everyone coming together.
And here in Long Beach, it's a great place.
No, it's so great. I love that everyone's here, people from all over the world are coming in.
My nephew, he's number 9 in the team, Tomas Rodriguez. So I'm very excited for my country. 4 million people we have, but it's more than that. I'm very excited though.
It's nice to see other people from your country and, join together and root for the same team. It's awesome.
You have the shirt on, the jersey.
Being in the World Cup really means something. It definitely unites the country, unites us Colombians together. So that's why it's called the beautiful game, because I don't know if, I'm pretty sure you guys see any, people different places around the country, even in Canada and Mexico. People from all walks around the world getting together, just enjoying the game, enjoying the vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the fun part about it, right? I'm out here every day watching games, so it's been fun. Maybe I need to start practicing a little bit so I can go out there.
I was going to say, you're nice and cut. You're ready to go. You'd be a striker big time.
Maybe I need to be a striker. Maybe they need me. Maybe I'm the missing piece.
That big go.
Maybe I'm the missing piece, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be a great striker. And now you're looking live, trying to catch their breath after that big win. But I'll tell you, that is really the excitement of all of it. Look at these faces. Huh? A win, big win, World Cup. So there it is, big crowd here tonight. And the interesting thing is talking to the folks from the LA Galaxy who are throwing this big watch party. Another one here tomorrow night. And, of course, with Mexico playing, they're expecting about 3,000 here. Imagine that crowd. And then, of course, the day after Thursday, we have USA playing. They're expecting 4,000 with the crowd here. They're even going to expand it even a little bit more to stretch out this area of Pine. That's going to be some heck of a next couple of days here, Glenn, with these watch parties going on. And certainly the fever of the World Cup, it's spreading big time.
Well, it seems like you're at one of these every other night. I'm surprised you haven't broke out dancing yet.
Yeah, lucky me. Every night I get these parties. Mikey, one last look. Let everybody see the fun here, huh? Yes, we have to get ourselves some of those jerseys and cheer like that. I think we'll do that, Glenn, when you come down here and join us. Then we'll all celebrate together. How's that?
There you go. Yeah, when Team USA wins it all, we can only hope. All right, thanks, Ed Lascos. All right, meantime, a Belgian superfan is driving across the country to watch the World Cup, but he's not just using any old rental from the airport. He had his beloved 43-year-old car shipped over here to the States. Fox 11's Laura Diaz went on a joyride with him around Pasadena.
I shipped the car from Belgium to Baltimore, which is like a 10 days, crossing on the ocean. And then I arrived in Baltimore June 5th, and I drove all the way to Seattle to attend the first Belgium game. It's Adam and the Beast and Laura, I guess.
It's 3 days before the Belgium-New Zealand World Cup soccer game, and we're driving the streets of Pasadena in a vintage BMW, affectionately called the Beast. The guy at the wheel, Adam El Manawi, is a Belgium superfan. He left his home country for the U.S. and drove some 3,000 miles across the country in his own car to watch his team take on Egypt in Seattle. This is his excited post on Instagram.
At the World Cup. Can we make it? Can we make it? Of course we can. It's me and the beast. Come on, let's go.
Adam has done the trip on a budget. His biggest expense was shipping the beast from Belgium to Baltimore, which cost $2,000.
I came here with lots of doubts, lots of fear, the unknown. But once you go out there, once you get in motion and movement, you meet people and everything went perfectly well.
For Adam, the passion for the World Cup is a glorious adventure. He is connected with people along his road trip. This is Adam at SoFi watching his team take on Iran. He said the stadium was amazing.
It was huge, and the vibe and the noise, because it's closed with the roof. It was insane. I loved it. Let's go for it. Hub starts? Yep, it starts.
He plans to stay in LA at least through June 26 and go to a watch party locally to see his team compete. World Cup is more than a competition, it's an experience.
Ship the cars to Baltimore and, build stories, share your passion about football, classic cars, meet people. And that for me is the World Cup.
Adam, of course, hopes that his team will go far, and all along the way, it'll be Adam and the Beast. In Pasadena, Laura Diaz, Fox 11 News.
Best way to see the country. All right, a reminder, you can catch the game at 7 p.m. over on Fox. We will also be there all day long with live reports from LA Stadium. And of course, there are many, many ways to watch all these World Cup matches, including here on Fox, as well as FS1. You can also catch the games on the Fox One app, as well as plenty of other apps, including YouTube TV, Hulu Plus, Live TV, Fubo, and Direct Stream.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
Nice view, Adam.
Yeah, gorgeous shot of the Santa Monica Pier right there. Also want to mention, we're coming off the World Cup mention right there, that temperatures will probably be in the 60s for the start of the game here at Los Angeles Stadium on Thursday. Very excited for that one. Of course, it's at 7 p.m., so a little bit later, cooler in the evening. So the nice night for us. It was pretty warm for inland areas today, and it's going to get even hotter for those areas away from the coast again tomorrow, where we see heat advisories in effect. A little bit of what I would call a minor heat wave for the next few days. We'll get to that in a moment. First, though, on our headlines, an outline of what I'll talk about in the next few minutes. And so we have the air quality alert stemming from the smoke that's still coming off that warehouse fire around Boyle Heights. We have a hot couple of days ahead for inland areas. We do expect a cooler pattern for the weekend. Here's our broad picture pattern right now. What we're seeing, the high pressure nearby, bringing some of those warmer temperatures, also delivering some monsoonal moisture that we can sometimes get in the summertime coming around the back end of this high. That's why there's a few showers in some spots tonight. And then we see this low up here, a long way from us, just sitting over the southern part of Alaska, essentially. That's going to bring some cooler air to the west coast this weekend. And we'll be feeling that as well. But let's start with radar right now, which again is showing some showers kind of following this path right here. A lot of these today have been spotty and locally have been on the light side. Up in the desert, there's some heavier pockets of rain. On this 1 hour loop, you can see how there were a few showers maybe just east of LA that seems to have kind of fizzled out. There might be one out there over the ocean that may end up, let's say, near the Palisades or Malibu or something like that. Again, nothing more than just a couple of raindrops that'll zip by real quickly, and that's going to be about it. As we look out towards the Inland Empire or even east of there, closer to Palm Springs, over some of the mountains there, a couple of showers passing through, and then up into the desert, the route between LA and Vegas, let's say, along 15, you can see some heavier pockets of rain and even a few thunderstorms there. There'll be a little bit more of that continuing in that region, we think, during the nighttime. You can see that here on Futurecast as we go from 10 p.m. into 7 a.m. Still a few showers out in this direction north of Big Bear, but most of our area will be dry. Notice we also have that cloud cover showing up in the morning, the marine layer, but that will go away by late morning and midday. Heat advisory, again, as I mentioned, for these areas in orange. This is through Thursday, but tomorrow of the 2 days will be the hotter one. And so the areas like the valleys, the Inland Empire, looking at temperatures into the 90s. Overall for LA, we're talking about temps about 5 degrees above normal. So it's not like this is a major heat wave, but it is on the warm side. You can see the deserts. We've got some triple digit heat out there. Inland Empire, valleys, some areas in the 90s, and if not 90s, pretty close to it. And then just 80s in orange here from LA to Inland Orange County, and more like 70s, even low 70s right along the coast. Switching it over to Thursday, again, it's going to be a warm one, but not as hot as tomorrow as we come in a bit closer. Probably less of the 90s in the valleys, the IE, but close to it for the highs. So high temperatures for the next 7 days. Let me see if I can get through our 7 regions here. I keep running out of time at the end of my weathercast to show all of them. So average is 79 for LA this time of year. We're above that for a few days. We're down around average on Friday, and then cooler, mid and low 70s for the weekend. For the coast, it's low 70s for the next couple of days and gradually getting a little cooler, close to 70 for the highs this weekend. Valleys and IE, 90s tomorrow, then 80s, and temps keep coming down this weekend. Those temperatures right around 80 for the high, pretty comfortable. For the mountains, again, temperatures will be trending down, about 10 degrees cooler by Sunday compared to the next few days. In the high desert, it's going to be hot, but those numbers also coming down all the way to 80s by Saturday. And in the low desert, very hot there. But again, you'll see that drop by the weekend. We're back right after this break.
Well, 10 people here in Southern California are criminally charged with defrauding public health plans and other crimes. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. laid out the details at a press conference in Washington, D.C. earlier today.
These schemes did not target government programs. They targeted the American taxpayer. They stole money from workers who pay taxes, from families who depend on Medicare and Medicaid, and from patients who trusted their health care professionals to be serving their health interests when it turns out they were just chasing money from our agencies.
Kennedy laying out a case against a Los Angeles hospice care operator.
This particular owner was actually going out and purchasing names from coroners of dead patients and then billing us for those, to make it appear that some of his patients were actually finally dying. And while taxpayers funded these false claims, the owner purchased a Rolls-Royce Phantom.
The Justice Department says 455 people nationwide are criminally charged in this healthcare fraud crackdown, with more than $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to insurers. Pasadena police seizing 10,000 pounds of illegal fireworks and explosives just days before the 4th of July. We first told you about this story on LA Live News last night at 9:30. Police say the fireworks are worth more than $120,000. Investigators serving a search warrant at a store on Whittier Boulevard in L.A. Officers found homemade explosives, marijuana products, and an unregistered gun with extended magazines. Pasadena's fire chief says the seizure could prevent a tragedy.
We're still only 17 months post the devastating Eaton fire. Let's make sure that an evening of fun and carelessness does not lead to another significant fire or injury, or even worse, death.
4 people are under arrest tonight. Police believe the operation may have ties to a criminal street gang. We'll be right back with more news after this.
Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
LA Unified is taking a major step back from classroom technology. The school board approved the change after years of expanding laptops and online lessons. The vote also follows growing concerns about children's focus, sleep, as well as mental health. Fox 11's Christy Fajardo joins us now with the latest on this.
Yeah, you know, Glenn, some are calling it historic. You know, for a while now, pediatricians have been warning about the impact of screens on kids' brains, and educators and even some parents have been sounding the alarm about the over-reliance on tech in schools. Now the LAUSD is rewinding the clock and banning screens for kids through the first grade. Today, the school board approved a comprehensive screen time policy. That means banning all screen time for all kids through the first grade beginning in August. The policy also limits classroom screen time to 1 hour daily from 2nd through 5th grades starting in November. Middle schoolers will be restricted to 1 hour per class per week. Social media platforms and YouTube will also be blocked. The district will use new software to ensure the policy is followed. Board member Nick Melvoin, who introduced the initial measure, believes it'll be a model for change across the nation. LAUSD parent and the deputy director of the parent-led Schools Beyond Screens organization, Anya Mexon, calls the move historic and says the tech company sold software with promises they couldn't deliver.
They came at school districts with this narrative that if you don't push this technology on students at every age level, these kids are going to not be prepared for the world. They're going to, be disadvantaged. And what we're seeing from research is that the exact opposite is true. The second that these devices were introduced on a large scale into classrooms, scores and academic outcomes have been plummeting.
There was some opposition to the measure. Parents who worry that although well-intentioned, the policy could hold kids back. Some parents also felt it did not go far enough. There are similar pushes around the nation. And in response to declining test scores, Sweden implemented a nationwide ban on screens in classrooms and is championing a return to books and pen and paper. Glenn.
You know what? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Let's go right back to that, without the pads.
And the research actually shows that, especially when it comes to math, kids retain more when they write it.
Yeah, and you're right. We can see them in the test scores even here in Southern California.
Absolutely.
All right, Christy, great report.
Thank you.
All right, tonight, new video emerging of a boy falling 50 feet down Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Disneyland. TMZ obtaining this footage showing a 13-year-old falling from the top of the ride's final drop. Now, this happened Sunday. Another guest captured the terrifying moment. The boy climbed off the log ride and fell down the water-covered track. Disneyland says after it happened, a cast member immediately stopped the attraction, and the boy was taken to the hospital and released. The ride is now back open. Well, firefighters quickly containing a brush fire near the 405 freeway in Mission Hills earlier this evening. It started around 7:15 when a semi-truck fire spread to the hillside where the 405 meets the 5. Crews used airdrops, and thankfully no one was hurt and no structures are at risk. Well, come November, LA City voters will be asked to approve a sales tax hike aimed at funding the LAFD. The City Council voting to put that measure on the ballot today. Fox 11's Nick Garcia is in downtown LA with more on what the measure entails.
This ballot measure will save lives, period.
The president of the union representing LA City firefighters sounding the alarm Tuesday about the department's budget.
The LAFD is nearly half the size it should be to protect our nearly 4 million people. In 1965, we had 3,379 firefighters. Today, we have 3,387.
The union asked the city council to put a funding measure on the November ballot, giving voters the choice to boost the fire department's budget. If passed, the measure would generate $345 million in its first year, which would allow the fire department to add 62 more stations, hire 4,000 new firefighters and paramedics, and purchase more engines and ambulances.
We need twice as many firefighters and paramedics and hundreds of additional trucks, engines, and ambulances.
Critics like the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association says the tax rate is already too high and hits low-income residents the hardest. Still, firefighters say they need more funding, citing that their response rate to emergencies is nearly double the national recommendation of 4 minutes. The city council voted 14-0 to put the measure on the ballot, leaving the decision in the hands of voting Angelenos. Councilwoman Tracy Park was absent during the vote. Nick Garcia, Fox 11 News.
Former LA City Fire Chief Kristen Crowley is suing Mayor Karen Bass for defamation over the devastating 2025 Palisades fire. Crowley claims that Bass ignored warnings about resource shortages and blamed others to avoid accountability. The lawsuit alleges Bass cut $17 million from the fire budget and left the country despite dangerous weather warnings. We have reached out to the mayor's office for comment, but we have yet to hear back. Well, almost 17 months after the devastating Eaton fire, Altadena is rebuilding. Today marks a fresh start for longtime resident Gary and Linda Ziegler through a partnership with Lakers legend AC Green and the Rebuild Center. Today, the Zieglers officially broke ground on their replacement home on East Harriet Street.
At the entire community behind us. Donations have come in to help us on this long venture. And so we are just trusting that we're going to be able to get through this entire process here.
When we realized that our house has burned down to the ground and all of our property is gone, we were really feeling bad and sorry for ourselves, but with the grace of God, everything is coming into fruition now.
This is not the only family, that is really going through this process right now. So many are waiting for different reasons. They maybe haven't got as far or maybe a little bit further. But let's keep our thoughts and prayers with all of them because everybody wants to get back home, but it's going to take a team to make that happen for a lot of them.
There are now 1,700 homes in the process of being rebuilt in Altadena, with 33 homes now completely finished. The man accused of ordering the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur was back in a Las Vegas courtroom earlier today. The hearing focusing on the effort by attorneys for Dwayne Keefe D. Davis to exclude evidence from previous police interviews and his tell-all book, Compton Street Legend, that contained confessions and claims from Davis. His defense argues those claims are protected by a previous agreement with the LAPD, but prosecutors say that Davis sharing those details violated that agreement. The judge has not yet made a decision. Davis is due back in court next Tuesday. Now to the latest on the search for Nancy Guthrie. A second note that was sent is now raising new questions tonight. Her family says they still need answers. Fox's Matt Finn has the latest.
Nearly 5 months after her mom, Nancy, disappeared, Savannah Guthrie is making another appeal for help after it was made public that a second ransom note intended for the Guthrie family indicated the 84-year-old had died.
We are in agony. We cannot be at peace. So no matter how much I try to come out here every day and smile and find that joy, and I will, I promise I will. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help.
Sources tell Fox News the wording is believed to have read that Nancy was, quote, buried with nature. Authorities have not confirmed the original note's authenticity or identified who sent them, but we are told that they are taking all the messages seriously.
It's the nightmare that just won't go away because they don't have any answers. And
NBC reports the second note, unlike the first, did not ask for money. In a video shortly after it was sent, Savannah and her siblings said they would pay for their mother's return. Investigators believe Nancy was taken from her Tucson home in the middle of the night. The FBI released door cam video showing a suspect on her front porch, but so far, no arrests have been made.
The amount of information that they're still probably pouring through, I don't know if at this point you can call this case completely cold in the sense that they've run out of leads.
And the family is offering $1 million reward for information leading to Nancy's recovery. In Los Angeles, Matt Finn, Fox News.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. A South Bay mom is using her creativity to make a difference. Fox 11's Araxia Karapetian introduces us to a woman who built a thriving business around a hidden talent, reviving her family's history while helping survivors of human trafficking.
Sometimes the biggest ideas begin with a simple drawing. For Christine Alegria, what started as a creative escape became something much bigger.
I started to draw an angel, and I thought, my goodness, what a beautiful piece this would be. And I started to look up angel jewelry, and I saw that there was really nothing out there. And so I started to do a little bit of research, and I said, what if I made this into a pendant? And sure enough, the idea was born.
That sketch became the first design for Christodoulou, a fine jewelry company creating handcrafted pieces right here in Los Angeles.
I actually am not a jewelry designer. I do not have any background in design or graphic art whatsoever.
But today, she designs necklaces, bracelets, and rings. For Christine, jewelry is about more than just beauty. Every piece starts with a message.
I really try to focus on what message I want the wearer to feel. You're not alone. You have a purpose, gratitude, hope.
The company's name carries a story all its own. Christodoulou means servant of Christ. It's also the surname her family left behind generations ago.
My mother actually is from Egypt, and my father is from Greece. So originally our last name was not Christodoulou. So the family had to leave Greece because of religious reasons, and they fled to Egypt.
To avoid persecution, the family changed its name. Decades later, Christine brought it back.
I resurrected the name Christodoulou, and it had been gone from decades ago.
Her heritage influences the business, but so does another lifelong passion. Long before she was designing jewelry, Christine earned a master's degree in public policy and planned to work internationally to combat human trafficking.
My original goal with that was to work for the European Union, to go into human trafficking.
That mission never left her. Today, Every Sale supports organizations helping victims of trafficking and modern-day slavery that's often hidden in plain sight.
My company gives 15% of all proceeds to organizations, both here in Los Angeles and abroad, to combat human trafficking. Modern slavery exists in our society. It's something that not many people talk about because it's so cruel and so disheartening to know that this is still happening in our backyards, typically 10, 15 minutes away from where most of us live.
And with technology expanding predators' reach, she believes awareness is more important than ever.
It's something that's not widely talked about, but it's something that widely happens.
All of her jewelry is handmade here in Los Angeles. It's sold online. The collection currently features about 30 designs with a new children's line on the way. Let's toss it over to Adam now for a look at the weather.
All right, a couple of things we're going to cover here. One is the air quality issues we're seeing stemming from that warehouse fire smoke around Boyle Heights. And so we'll start there. Also, there's a little rain in some spots tonight, and we've got some heat over the next few days. But the air quality alert, you see it for this blue section right here. That's in effect until at least noon tomorrow. Things will be assessed once again tomorrow to see if that needs to be extended. Essentially, though, what we're looking at is in the immediate vicinity of where this fire is, there might be unhealthy air, and then farther away from it, maybe more like moderate air quality. And what we're going to see tonight, and what we've already seen, is the winds have turned pretty light and will stay calm all night long, which means some of that fine particulate pollution can kind of go in all directions, kind of ooze through various parts of LA, as opposed to when the winds pick up, then it gets all generally pushed in one direction. So the wind forecast for the rest of the night, again into the morning, calm winds. So we see that moderate air quality kind of vary across a large part of LA. And then as we go into the day tomorrow, we're going to see the winds start to pick up, which will start pushing some of this pollution a little farther east. But also at the same time, as the wind speeds come up, we find the air quality generally improving as the smoke gets dispersed a little bit more. So we'll watch for that by tomorrow afternoon. On radar right now, we're finding a couple of showers generally following this track right here from, let's say, southwest to northeast. Then, of course, you can see all the way out towards near the border of Arizona and Nevada. We've got more rain out in that direction. This is some monsoon monsoonal moisture. We tend to get that in the summertime in parts of the southwest. We're getting a little bit of that pushing through our area here tonight in the form of some spotty light rain and maybe just a little extra cloud cover here and there. Here's what we see on radar right now, and not much around LA. A couple of showers earlier. Those seem to have mostly fizzled out. Maybe there's just a little bit over some of the mountains. A little bit more as we look much farther east, closer to Palm Springs or the mountains near Palm Springs. A little bit of scattered light rain there. And then up into the high desert, we see a lot more of it along, let's say, the 15 on your way to Las Vegas. You might encounter some rain if you're making that drive late tonight. As we take you out farther, though, this is why we're finding that moisture making it here. High pressure sits here. Winds go clockwise around it, so it's helping to guide some of that moisture through here. Also, this high is bringing some pretty hot temperatures under it. We see this low here, which will hit the west coast by this upcoming end of the week and the weekend. That'll bring our temperatures back down. You can see that outlined right here, kind of color coding where we see the heat and the cooler temperatures. And you see that low coming down through the northwest on Saturday. This trough shape, this U shape right here, that's some cooler air coming down our direction. And by the weekend, temperatures will be cooler than normal for this time of year. Tomorrow we start out with some clouds early. That clears out by late morning, sunny and mid 80s in the afternoon. That's about 5 degrees warmer than normal for downtown LA for this time of year. Many spots will be warmer than normal, especially away from the coast. You can see the triple digits across the deserts tomorrow. We come in a little closer. There's going to be 90s in the Inland Empire and some 90s and 80s across the valleys. Now keep in mind, I talked about some of this monsoonal moisture in place. There's also slightly higher than normal humidity in place as well, which may make some of this heat even a little worse. It could feel a tad hotter than some of the temperatures you see right there. That was actually the case in some spots today with that increased humidity. So keep that in mind. It's going to feel a little bit hotter than what you're seeing. And then right along the coast and slightly inland, temperatures much more comfortable with highs in the 70s. Going into Thursday, we passed the warmest part of the week, but it's still warm in general. Again, way out to the deserts, you see that triple digit heat there as we come in closer, less of the 90s and more so 80s across the valleys, the Inland Empire, and then temperatures obviously a little cooler as you head closer to the coast. And then we take you to Friday and we're past this little mini heat wave here. Still kind of warm, but actually not far from normal for this time of year. The 80s are down lower in the IE, less of the 80s and some upper 70s there across the valleys, upper 70s for LA, Inland Orange County, and then closer to about 70 degrees right along the coast. Glenn?
Thanks, Adam. Only on Fox 11, meet Victor Oliveira, who calls himself the good boss. He travels the country helping people battling addiction and homelessness by offering them a one-way ticket to treatment. Fox 11's Gina Silva joined him on a rescue mission in downtown LA.
It really is remarkable what this man has been doing over the last 6 years. He's all about helping people who genuinely want the help.
I'm going to get some people off the streets.
The man known as Victor the Good Boss is hitting the streets of Skid Row, determined to help people battling addiction take the first steps toward a new life.
I have 2 people that are ready to go that have already contacted me. So I flew all the way from Boston just to come and grab them. You guys looking to get off the streets? I got an opportunity.
Victor Oliveira says he travels the country rescuing people from addiction and homelessness.
You have a place for the animals to go?
Yeah.
And he could be there with me?
Yeah.
He documents the journeys on social media, where he's built a following of more than 1 million people. And just about everywhere he goes, someone seems to recognize him.
I saw your content. Thank you so much. And it is hard for these people to get off drugs.
It's really hard.
How many people have you helped so far?
Well over 100 people personally. Thousands of people on social media. We've literally saved lives just by making the videos that I make. We've gotten people into treatment just by the videos. People would comment and say, I went into treatment today because of your videos.
Victor's perspective comes from experience. He's a former drug addict and convicted felon. Among the people Victor has helped is Chandler Herring, who says Victor gave him a chance to start over.
When you were living in Santa Ana, right?
Yes.
So tell us your story.
Okay, Victor found me on Christmas of 2025, and he asked me if I wanted to get off the street, and I said, absolutely, I want to get off the street. I have kids, and he flew me to Florida. I went to treatment for 30 days.
Now Chandler is part of Victor's nonprofit, Fresh Start.
What was it about Victor that was different?
I knew that he was a man of his word, and that he would take care of me. I had no idea all of the things that would come with it that have completely been such a huge, it just changed my life.
Chandler's story is exactly what Victor hopes to see repeated. This time, the focus is on Maddie and Ryan.
You have to really want it. If you don't want it, it's not going to work this time.
They both accept the help, telling us they are tired of living on Skid Row and they're ready for a fresh start.
It's scary. It's lonely. It's not safe. I mean, it's you never know what's going to happen next. You just never know. It's unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. Yeah. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
I'm really excited. I'm just really happy that they chose us to be able to have the opportunity.
Packed and ready to go, both are headed to separate treatment centers, hoping to leave addiction and life on the streets behind. For Victor, the work continues. For Maddie and Ryan, the next chapter is just the beginning.
I have faith that you guys are really going to do this.
If they make it through the treatment, they will each get $10,000, and that will pay for medications, for housing, and other needs. Everything will be monitored to make sure that the money isn't spent on drugs or alcohol. Reporting from downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
We have more news coming up, but first, let's take a live look at Milford Haven Waterway in Pembrokeshire, Wales. A gorgeous shot from our Earth Cam. It is just before 6 in the morning there, and it's about 65 degrees. New structure security measures are about to go into effect at Universal Studios Hollywood. Starting tomorrow, City Walk will be placed inside a secured perimeter. 3 checkpoints with metal detection hubs will be placed at the primary plaza. The change means visitors will go through security screening just once to enter City Walk and Universal Studios. Universal Studios says this will allow them to accommodate and manage large crowds. Well, fans got a colorful surprise at Hollywood Forever Cemetery over the weekend. Sinespia hosting a special pride screening of Hedwig and the Angry Inch with a memorable introduction by drag star Got Milk. The event, presented by Amazon MGM Studios and Prime Video, brought movie lovers together to celebrate Pride Under the Stars in Los Angeles. Thanks for watching LA Live News Tonight. Our 10 p.m. newscast just minutes away over on Fox 11. We'll see you there.